Well, guys, it is January 14th. It's a Tuesday. Just finishing up work here. Gonna drive home. Joe texted me. Apparently, we got some frozen water lines, so he needs a bit of a hand getting those thawed out. So he thinks it's flowing a little bit, but not 100%. So we want to get that water flowing. With tearing down that barn, we did create a bit of an open draft, so apparently him and another guy that's helping us out got it all sheeted, take some of the draft out. So we just got to thaw the line out, wrap the heat cable around it and insulate it, and we'd probably be able to keep it from freezing again. So I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit as I drive home. All right. Used to do this with a little propane torch, but time is of the essence. We'll get the water flowing. With taking the barn down, it creates a draft, and that's what actually freezes the lines, is the draft. So you got to stop the wind blowing on it. So, goat update. See, Joe got them a new bale of hay. Cattle got some fresh bedding yesterday. So we don't have any water here yet. Kids are doing good. They're all growing fast. The mums like the hay. I got their hay feeder in here. I'm just got to keep an eye on it. It's funny, when they have water all the time, but then as soon as they're out, they're all standing around like haven't had water for ages. This barn here itself hasn't actually froze, so anyways, I better go give them a hand. We'll see if we can't get this water flowing, and then once it gets flowing and the cattle are drinking, it shouldn't freeze up, and then we'll get our heat cable wrapped around it and the line insulated, and it'll likely keep the line flowing. So this is a frost-free hydrant. So this thing here, when you open it but you close it, it drains down, and so then it's below the frost line. So if the water gets flowing, it should come out here. So not flowing yet. Keep at her. Well, I'm just taking the tiger torch here, or the hand torch, and I think that's all thawed, Joe. That line's all thawed because this was leaking here. So we're just trying to get this line thawed out. Let's go check that hydrant. We had plans to get the lines buried, but we didn't. But it's also just a small section of the line that's exposed. So hopefully, well, it's not hard to thaw water lines out. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Keep trying. Well, it's warm in this barn with the heat, with the heaters from the pig barn. This room could be a little bit warmer, but it's just above freezing. Calf barn's decently warm. These guys are like little furnaces. Oh. Don't think Joe got, normally we get calves on Tuesday, but I don't think we got any calves. What's funny is the calves, Joe leaves the chute in here, and they come and they just stand in it. They take turns. They just, on their own will, go in and stand in the chute that we use to dehorn and tag them and put castration bands on all the bull calves. So yeah, it's kind of funny they're trained to go in there. So I'm just grabbing my gloves and we'll see if Joe's got something thawed out. We think it's maybe it's clear, but it's froze at one of the within the water trough. All right, we got water flowing. Now, likely what's froze is just that line there, so we just got to pop that up. This one's not froze. And then, but this one Joe says is not froze because you can hear it. You can hear it. We just got to chip the water out. Or the ice out, so the water. One thing is, goats are you need way less water than cattle. Like this will be the most water these does will drink actually is when they're producing milk. In the summertime, they're pretty durable. He'll bring the smaller torch and we'll get it. I should clean that. Clean that system, that part out. One thing is goats are messy in the water. So these things here, theirs are spotless. And these things here just fill them full of crap because they put their feet up on there to clean themselves and they put manure in the water, so it's a full-time job to keep it clean. And you can have it clean and then come back literally 30 seconds later and somebody has defecated in the water. So I don't know if you see how these things work. So there's a float in there. There's a float and a little rubber hose. So likely what happened is with no water running through it, it froze up. So you gotta be careful because everything's plastic. You don't melt it with the fire, but had a little heat cable on here as well, but four-legged animals with buck teeth chewed it all up. Should almost get a kettle with boiling water. Well then,
I'll open that hydrant again and make sure it's still freezing or flowing.
yeah, it's still running because their water's filling here.
Goat's still flowing?
Yeah, the goats are still flowing.
There we go.
Success. So, now we got stuff flowing. These things they'll be thirsty. They'll be like those young guys after a night out drinking and that fresh, cold drink of water when you wake up in the morning after a few too many adult beverages.
You're like fucking last call at the bar.
Last call. Maybe that'll be the title, Last Call at the Bar. Water lines are froze. All right. So now that we got the water flowing, we're going to insulate it a little bit. And that should help keep the draft and trap the heat from this heat cable. Because oddly enough, this heat cable's warm. And it prevents lines, ideally, from freezing. But I picked that up off of Amazon. It was like $30 or $60 for 30 feet. So, anyways, better stop standing around with the camera and get some of this on. Be a real farmer here and use some bale twine. Now it's not the blue stuff, so it's not a true farmer's fix, but it will do in a pinch and then easy to remove later. So just tie it and hold that foam in place so it holds that heat cable tight to the water line. Well, I'll show you guys our handiwork here. Oh, there's the saying, what's the difference between a farmer and a welder? Welder doesn't think he can farm. We can probably use that same saying is, what's the difference between a plumber and a farmer? Plumber doesn't think he can farm. If anything, we're resourceful, and Canadian watchers will understand the term. But there's a show out there called the Red Green Show, and his saying was, if women don't find you handsome, at least if your wife doesn't find you handsome, she should at least find you handy, or something along those lines. So I would say my wife should be extremely proud in how resourceful I am at repurposing baler twine that we've got miles of around here. So I think that shall conclude the excitement for today. We're gonna just finish getting this foam all secured on and making sure that that heat cable is gonna stay tight to that water line, and hopefully the cattle and the goats are able to not go without any water. So again, thanks for tuning in, guys. Another short, quick little video. I don't know, give me some feedback. What do you guys like? Do you guys like the long format with, you know, lots of content per video? Or do you prefer, you know, short ones on the day-to-day stuff? So drop that link, drop those in the comments, and until next time, keep her between the ditches.